All right, and we're back. Welcome to Word with Ty Brownlow. I am your host, Ty Brownlow. And today we have a very, very special guest on the show. Let me give you a couple of words about my guest. Author, writer, actor, and creator. Ladies and gentlemen, the founder of B. Taylor Productions, Mr. Brian Taylor. How are you?
I'm doing well, man. How about yourself?
Oh, man, I'm doing great. Trying to survive in these COVID times, brother.
I got you. Got to stay safe.
Got to stay safe. So as I said before, you are the creator of B. Taylor Productions. Let me just ask, as a production company, I've read your, bio and your profile. Where did your foresight or your inspiration come from, to fuse artificial intelligence and merchandising together to drive your production company?
Well, when you look at the major production companies that are out there today, they're doing amazing work on television and movies. But in this day and age, especially during the COVID times, to put yourself in a box is limiting yourself and limiting your capabilities and your creativity. And so my first desire was to do television and movies, and that's still what I'm planning to do as we move forward with the company. But if you're looking at the world of animation, and if you're looking at the world of children's concepts, it's a direct correlation between animation and children's concepts and video games and apps, which is the tech world. And if you're going to dive into the tech world, artificial intelligence is your starting point, not your ending point. If you're not starting with AI, you're done before you even get off the field. And so you have to have that component to whatever you're trying to do. Now, the reason why I used that term artificial intelligence initially, like I do, is because the be able to expand from that is just tremendous. The levels you can go in the tech world, starting with AI, or just through the roof. And so we have to be able to expand our thought process when it comes to entertainment and look at where we're going, not where we've been. As it relates to merchandise, I mean, I have to quote my old, he's a buddy to mine. He doesn't know me, but he's my buddy. and that's George Lucas, the Star Wars guy. And a lot of people don't know this, but when he first did his first Star Wars movie back in the 70s, and he was trying to pitch it, and I think it was Warner Brothers that he went to, if I'm not mistaken, don't quote me on that, but one of the major production houses in Hollywood. And when they were doing the contracts, there was a line in the contract that read, in so many words, that I want to control the merchandise. And they were like, what's this merchandise stuff about? And he said, well, it's what I want to control. And they said, whatever, you can have it. You can have the merchandise. Well, 20, 30, 40 years later, he has made himself a billionaire for merchandise alone. Yeah. Forget the movie sales, just for merchandise, he's become a billionaire. Yeah. And so I think again, in the world of entertainment, in this day and age, we have to remove the walls from around us. And then that's the world of business in general. Whatever you're trying to do in your lane, whatever your lane is, remove the walls from your lane and just look at the world from a vast vantage point of how whatever your lane is, whatever your expertise is, whatever your gifts and talents are, learn how to multiply your opportunities around your gifts and talents. And that's the way I look at my company. Limitless opportunities, because we're not going to look at ourselves as a traditional production company. We're going to look at ourselves as a company that wants to produce items and merchandise and products that are going to advance the culture forward.
Brother, innovative. Okay.
Thank you.
I said, you have to have foresight to even have that. Look, everything that I've read, I mean, I'm sitting up here and the whole Star Wars concept that you just gave just brought back memories of when I was a kid. And I remember like, hey, Mom, I want the Empire Strikes Back. I want the Jedi action figures. I want that Death Star too. You promised me the Death Star, but you never gave me the Death Star. You just gave me this little Falcon thing over here. That's okay though. But man, I need that. So it's that is very innovative, and I like that. I want to talk a little bit about Kindle's world.
Yes.
Your first book is called True Friendship?
Right.
Okay. What are the age ranges for this?
We're looking at from about 4 to 11.
Okay. May I ask why those ages?
Well, my niece, who is Kendall, she inspired the whole concept of Kendall's World comes from my niece. And I started putting the book together and the concept together when she was about 7 years old. And she's 11 now. But in that process of building out the concept, the story can be expanded or contracted. Meaning, if you're reading to a 4-year-old, they might not get everything that you're saying, but some of it they will. When you get reading to an 11-year-old or a 10-year-old, they're going to get everything you're saying, and it can open up conversations with your child about what's going on in the world around them in school or on the playground or after school care or what have you. The idea is to open up the conversation with children. Kids today are going through more things than we can even fathom. And so a lot of parents find it difficult to approach these sensitive issues with their kids, which is understandable. These books are going to be a gateway between their children and the parents to open up dialogue about conversations that are tough to get into.
So, to your point, I want to ask this question. Reading more about this, why is it important for you to feature different family structures and races in your books? Because I believe you also have a concept of someone dealing with autism.
Right, correct.
So why are all these concepts, why are all these structures important for you in these books?
Well, they're important for a multitude of different reasons. The first reason I would say it's important because, again, we got to meet kids where they are. Instead of trying to put them where we are as adults, we got to meet them where they are. And again, they're going through all types of challenges, but we need to make sure whatever we're creating covers society as society actually is. You can't change anything until you say where we are, till you admit that where we are, and then you can move the ball forward. And so my idea was to make sure that we put a wide swath of ethnicities, as well as challenges, as well as economic, social backgrounds of the characters, to make sure that it might not match exactly where you are as a child. I can't hit everybody, obviously, but I believe every child will find a connection with one of the characters, of where they used to be, or where they're headed, or somebody in their circle actually is.
Okay, all right. Hey, that's smart. That is smart. Man's a genius, y'all.
Thank you.
Trying to tell you, like, he's pretty much thought of everything. I want to talk more about this. You have a comic book, Star.
Correct.
Comic book coming out. How did you come up with the storyline? There it is. Is that the beginning of Star?
That's the beginning of Star. There you go.
Look.
Star. Wow. I'm very, very excited about Star.
Okay.
Very excited about Star. Star was inspired by a real close friend of mine who is a doctor and who was just an extremely powerful woman. She's a single mother. But as I came up with the concept behind her inspiration, I began to, again, expand my thoughts around it and looked at a couple of different things. I'm a huge Marvel guy. Shout out to Marvel. Shout out to DC Comics. Love those guys, what they're doing. But there was something missing. And when you look at, I watch a lot of animation. I watch a lot of superhero movies and whatnot. And I don't see any Black women. I don't see any Black women, and I think that they're underrepresented throughout society in general. But in the comic book world is the world that I feel I can make a pretty good print on, and so I created Star. And Star is a single mother. She's a doctor, and she has limited powers, and she's just an extraordinary superhero. And I think she's going to take over the world. Okay.
Well, man. So, to your point, and you brought up a great point. Like, there's not a lot of Black superheroes.
Right.
I read an article, and they were talking about Static Shock and why Static Shock isn't on TV. And things of that nature. I mean, I'm a little bit too old, but I do remember that,
No doubt.
How can you inspire children through this comic?
Well, a couple different ways. I don't just want to inspire, because I think once we get the word out there through vehicles like yours and others, that we are in the marketplace and that we are trying to inspire and reach children of all different ages and backgrounds. I think what I don't think I want to be as my company grows, want to be an outlet for the youth that have ideas. I have ideas, sure, but I want to be able, this process, this business of entertainment is very, very tough.
Yeah.
And it's not cheap, okay? it's a lot to do, a lot to learn. You gotta know who you can trust and who you can't trust, and you gotta figure it out. And I'm fortunate enough and very blessed to have good people in my corner, and have a great family to help me out with different aspects of it. But a lot of kids don't, a lot of teenagers don't, a lot of young adults don't. So I eventually want to be a vehicle where I can help them navigate the process. I can help fund projects and create different concepts that they see for the future. My vision only goes so far. I want to be able to take my vision as far as I can, but then I want to turn around and reach back and help the young kids come up and get in the game and push their vision forward. And so, yeah, the comic books and the stories that I'm creating, I think will definitely inspire, because they're going to see themselves in the characters. You know, I got a new book coming out in January called The Magnificent Seven. It's a story of 7 Black college guys that come together and create a powerful team, you know? And so, so that we're just going to keep pushing the envelope and keep filling that void that's out there in the marketplace. And it's not that we trying to just create Black content. Mm-hmm. We're trying to create good content. We're trying to create relevant content. Yeah. We're trying to create content that is missing in the marketplace right now. And so, you know, nobody looks at, I love Iron Man. He's one of my favorite superheroes. But nobody looks at Iron Man and sees a white guy. You see Iron Man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's the man behind the mask, yeah.
That's exactly right. So when you see Star and you see the Magnificent Seven, you're going to see who they are and not be focused on that they're brown and Black people.
Brother, man, look, innovative. He's producing things. He's creating things for other people. Man, brother, you're doing it all over here.
I'm trying.
So tell me a little bit about your sense of pride as a role model for today's youth. You know, because you're doing a lot, man. Like, you're covering a whole bunch of bases, man. So tell me a little bit about that.
You know, I'm just a very blessed guy, man. You know, I have a wonderful family. My parents were there for me as a child. I have an older brother and older sister. I grew up with 7 uncles. You know, I just had a great family structure that I grew up around, great community. And I just know that my mother always taught me, you're not blessed for you, you're blessed to bless others. And so there's so many young kids out there from all backgrounds, Black, white, green, brown, whatever. And they are looking for a way to express themselves. They're looking for an avenue to create what's in their mind, and they don't know how to get there. You know, we all, when I watch TV and I watch movies, while I enjoy what I'm watching, I'm always thinking, what isn't there? You know, when I watch movies, I say, what movies aren't being made? What television shows aren't being made? What cartoons aren't being made? What messages are not being conveyed to the public? Because they're out there. They're out there, but people need to know that there's an outlet for them to turn to get advice, to get educated on, to understand the process and build from there. And so that's the inspiration I want to be for the young kids, just to see, for them to not just only see themselves within my characters and my concepts, but also to know that, okay, there's somebody out there that I can turn to, that can say, okay, well, he did it. So let me wrap to him a little bit. Maybe he can shed some light on how I can get myself out the gate.
Hey. Man, I'm a little speechless over here, man. You know, I'm just gonna keep it real with you. I'm a little speechless. I just really love the message, and I really love what you're doing, because that is missing today.
Right.
And I find it very far and few of characters, you know, to have people like, you know what? I can relate to that character over there, or I can relate to this character over there. And it's kind of hard. And you know, even today in like so many cosplays or, you know, Comic Cons, when you want to dress up or they're talking about changing characters, there's always an issue. There's been issues over the last couple of years with like changing the characters. Whether
with Fantastic Four.
Yes.
Yeah.
Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah.
They didn't want him playing, hey, you know what? We don't want this guy.
Yeah.
Like, okay. So they're lost, but he only rose up in Black Panther. I mean,
there you go. And it's funny because, you know, I take Black Panther as an example. Out of all the Marvel series, outside of the Endgame and Infinity Wars, Black Panther grossed the most out of all of them individually. And it's not a rocket science question to figure out why, because you had non-comic book people wanting to see a Black superhero. That's all it was. I mean, it was a great movie. I love the movie.
I love Wakanda. Hey, man, Wakanda, hey, look at it. I wish we had a shield that, man, every time I come in, hey, I ain't got to worry about what's going on outside.
Exactly.
Okay, get in here. But unfortunately, I live in LA, so
no doubt.
I have small of a shield, so there you go. But so this brings us to the last question of the show.
Right.
Mr. Brian Taylor, what is the one word that best describes you and why?
I would say determination.
Okay. Why determination?
Because I'm never going to give up. I'm never going to get up. Whatever I got to do, however long it takes me, I don't care what people think. I don't care what people say. That doesn't faze me at all. I believe in myself more than anybody else in the world. And that's what I try to convey to everybody I come across. You got to believe in yourself more than anybody else in the world. More than your parents, more than your siblings, more than your best friends. No one should believe in you more than you. In fact, the only person that should believe in you more than you is Jesus Christ himself. That's it. So that determination is what I describe. I've been working on this since 2013.
Okay.
And I've been writing since 2002. And so when you have an idea, when God gives you an idea, and you can't get rid of the idea. If God gives it to you, you can't get rid of it. It will haunt you until you start working on it and start bringing it to life. You can't shake it. And so that determination and relentlessness of wanting to achieve and wanting to succeed is me, because I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to give up.
I like what you're doing, man. I like everything that you're doing. I like your message. I like your vision. If people want to get more of this, where can they go to get?
I'm all over IG. You can find me on Brian Taylor at IG. I'm on Facebook as well. B Taylor Productions is on IG. You can hit me up on there. You can definitely find I Am Star on Instagram as well. Kindle's World's on Instagram as well. And you can go to my website, B Taylor Productions. You can hit me up there, and all my information is on there as well.
Okay. All right, man. Look, ladies and gentlemen, man on the mission. He's doing things. He's got his merchandise going. You also have merchandise on Amazon, correct?
Merchandise is on Amazon, as well as the Kindle's World website, as well as B Taylor Productions website. But you can catch it on Amazon. If you look up Amazon, Kindle's World, B Taylor. That's B as in boy, E as in Eric, Taylor. And you can check it out.
Do it. Do as the man says. I'm not going to repeat it. Y'all just heard. All right.
And just let people know we got T-shirts, we got back to school kits, we got bracelets, we got magnets, we got it all. Coming by Christmas, we're going to have backpacks for the school kids to get back to school with.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Brian Taylor of B Taylor Productions. He's the founder. Man, he has Star comic book out right now. He has Kindle's World
check it out
right now. The beginning of Star, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Man, Amazon, websites, he does it all. This is Word with Ty Brownlow. Remember, no one is worthless. The story is worthless. Have a great day. We out. Peace.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.